Okay, okay. It says we are live, and thank God for Jesus. Like my mother always say, shout out to Mama Harvey. We truly appreciate you. It is. I'm gonna just jump right into this thing. It is a Toxic Talk Thursday, February the 27th, 2025. It's 2 minutes after the hours, guys. Welcome to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. You already know. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Please like, share, follow, and subscribe to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team with the Queen SennyJ and the Queen Miss Miko. Did I say please like, share, follow? I did? Okay. All right. We truly appreciate y'all this morning. I'm gonna jump right into this show on a Toxic Talk Thursday. And there's a few things I want to and shout out to all, that's what I want to say. Shout out to all the folks over at YouTube. Thank you. There's a few things I want to talk about before people start chiming into the room. You probably see this on the replay. This is the first thing I want to say. Thank you so much for the overwhelming love for the Shawn Harvey birthday bash next Saturday at Comedy in Harlem, which is located at 750-A St. Nicholas Avenue in the heart of Harlem on the corner of 147th Street. That thing is sold out on Saturday. That 8 p.m. show on March the 8th is sold out, and it sold out a week ago. And I want to say thank you, which now we are blessed to add a second show on Friday. On March the 7th. So y'all come on out. We still have seats available. A young lady yesterday bought a group of tickets for the Friday show. So chat room members, if you weren't able to get the ticket on Saturday, come on out and hang out with your boy on Friday at Comedy in Hall. But I'll get back into that later. I want to say this on a Toxic Talk Thursday. I went over to I got my readers. I'll make sure I have my readers. Yesterday I did a show in Brooklyn, but before I get into doing that show in Brooklyn, hold on, guys, and welcome to the show. I stopped by and visit my mother. God bless. You know, if you know my mom's, and you know she's a part of this show, and I stopped by and visit her before I went to Brooklyn, New York. And I left here in PA, stopped by my mom's house, and then went to Brooklyn. And when I went to my mom's house yesterday, guys, I think relatively it's a late afternoon, arrived about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And on my mother's block, which historically was a location in a block where it was easy parking. It was always a parking space available. And the times that we live in today, there's no parking spaces available on my mom's block. So I used to, back in the day, I used to pull up right in front of my mom's building because there was always a parking space. There's no parking space. I literally have to park up the block. Like when I mean up the block, I mean my mother's building is in the middle of the block. I had to go to the corner, make a right turn, and go up the next block, halfway up the block to park the car. Now, don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong with that. You know, at this age, we need that cardiovascular thing going. We need to walk. The blood needs to pump, especially when you get this age. So I'm not mad at the walk. I walk all the time. I was just perplexed that it's just nowhere to park all of a sudden in my mother's neighborhood. And then, of course, I look around my surroundings, right? And guess what? I see thousands and thousands of cars. But here's the one thing that I'm grateful for living in New York for 40 years. I lived in New York City for 40 years. In the last 20 years, I've been living here in Pennsylvania. But you know I'm a New Yorker through and through because you can hear it in my voice, and I'm in New York all the time. And from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania to New York with no traffic, it's about an hour and 20 minutes, maybe an hour and 30 minutes. So it's easy to get to, and the highway's right down the road from where I live. The Godfather, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. If you come out, man, I might need you to come out on Friday, brother. Celebrate your boy's 60th birthday. I'm so grateful for that. If I could make it to next Wednesday. And y'all can check me out on Jonesy in the Morning next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I'm being interviewed, Jonesy in the morning. And that's 94 the block. Yo, tune in. Let's have some fun. Jones, Miss Jones, that's my homegirl. So I'm gonna go up there, talk that talk while I'm promoting the birthday weekend. Princess, I know I got you for Saturday. All lovers, please, man, get your ticket for Friday because that's shut down. Tracy, I think I got you for Saturday, but I got to take a look. Okay. But the one thing that I'm grateful for about New York is there was nowhere to park because I looked up and I was like, where's the parking at? The one thing, and living in New York for 40 years, I'm a true New Yorker, even though, I wear Bethlehem, Pennsylvania on my back. It's all good. I represent my hood. I got the golden doodle. Okay. Got nice neighbors. There's no asthma out here. We good. Thank God. But one of the things that I have benefit from living in New York City, 94.7 the block. Right? You're tuning in. That's going to be Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. The one thing that I am grateful for living in New York for 40 years and going back and forth to New York like a maniac, like I still live there. And I was in Brooklyn last night at 275 Park, which was place was totally sold out. And we had a good time. But the one thing I'm grateful for about living in New York is that your boy has mastered. And when you're living in New York and it's a parking situation and you have a car, your boy has mastered, along with others in New York, how to parallel park a car. You have no choice. If you live in New York City, whether if you're a good driver or bad driver, you better learn how to parallel park that car or you won't survive in New York City. I learned how to parallel park in New York City when I was 3 years old. And you know why I bring it up real quick? Because you're not going to believe this. People who live out here in Pennsylvania, I'm talking about the people who were born out here in Pennsylvania, who live this Pennsylvania life, my wife included, right? Check this out. They have a struggle parallel parking because they're not used to doing it out here in Pennsylvania and other parts of the country. I am truly grateful. I am truly grateful that I've learned how to parallel park before we get into the show, because that's just a lot I want to talk about today. Senny and Miko on their way, I think. Stacy, good morning. The benefit of parallel parking, especially when you live in New York or the New Jersey area, you can take that all over the country. I parallel park out here where I live in Pennsylvania, and these folks were looking at me in amazement. Put a number one in the chat room before we get into the show. Did you master the parallel parking living in New York? Because you have no other choice. And remember, before we get into the show, remember whenever you attain your driver's license, where driving is a privilege in this country. Driving is a privilege in this country. It is not a right. Shamika Love, what's up? I don't know about New Jersey, but in New York, you had a rigorous a driving test. In New York, I was telling these people in New York, you literally to get your driver's license, at least back in the day, you had to literally drive in a confined area, but you had to hit some traffic. You had to drive in live traffic to obtain your driver's license. Stacy, in New Jersey, to get your driver's license back in the day, was you allowed to drive in live traffic, or did you use the back of a high school? Because here in the state of Pennsylvania, to obtain your driver's license, at least here in this county, only thing you got to do is have fit all the requirements. But you go into the local high school and you go in the back of the parking lot, and they got these little cones up, and you drive around the cones, and next thing you know, you get your driver's license. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. I got my driver's license back in the day. I literally drove on the Buckner Expressway. And then my next question before we move on, we got an action-packed show. Welcome to the show, D-Lo Mathis. Thank you so much. Saturday, March the 8th is completely sold out. And Friday, March the 7th, we had half capacity. And I appreciate y'all. Comedy in Harlem, the Shawn Harvey birthday weekend. We was even thinking about adding a Sunday show. This is crazy, but I appreciate y'all and thank you. I really mean that. But if you obtain a driver's license outside of New York and New Jersey and you get your driver's license in the back of a school or in a big area where they put the cones out and they simulate you driving, is that really a driver's license? Before we move on. And then here's the real question, Shaheed Johnson, God bless you. Shout out to all my peoples over there. Oh, we're going to talk about Gene Hackman died. Remember Gene Hackman? He was in Hoosier. Let me ask all y'all a question. All you folks are really smart in the chat room. That's why I gravitate towards y'all, because y'all smarter than me. But if I hang around with all of you people in the chat room, maybe 5% of your intelligence will invade me and I could get a little smarter. But let me ask you guys this question. Shaheed, let me ask you this question. Here's two questions I want to ask. One, how long have you guys had your driver's license? How long have you had your driver's license? And my second question, this is a two-part question. Let's get into this. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Hear me out, guys, on a Toxic Talk Tuesday, and they got a measles outbreak now, you think, before we get into that, the ADHD's kicking in, you think we had a problem with corona. We're going to talk with the coronavirus. Wait till these measles start popping in your ass. Hold on. I want to ask you guys a real question on a Toxic Talk Thursday. If whatever state that you live in right now at this moment, if they drop a driver's license test in front of you to obtain your driver's license in that particular state, do you think you're able to pass it right now at this moment? I'm only quiet because I'm waiting. And look at the numbers in the chat room. Look at these heavy numbers. Princess, wait a minute. Let me see. Princess, 30 years. Shaheed Johnson, 30 years. Folks done had, I might have had my license for 40 years. No. That'd be 10. I had my license for 30 years, 30 something years, like everybody else. If they drop a driver's test right in front of your ass, were you able to pass it right now? Hold on a second, guys. Good morning. Whoa. You wait. I got you. We're doing the podcast. Say good morning to my people. Oh, good morning. And drive carefully, please. What do you need me to do? I said you to close to my door in case you get there before me. Everybody, this is Arena, my daughter on the phone. She's a grown-ass woman. She's a grown-ass woman handling her business. God bless her, doing well in life. I am truly grateful for the higher powers that my daughter in her life is thriving as a productive member of society. You understand what I'm saying? She's more productive in her life than I was at that time. God bless her. So yeah, I'm gonna leave here after I pick up the dog because Cooper got to get a haircut. I'm gonna drop off Cooper after the show, guys. I got the dog, Golden Doodle Cooper. It's time for his haircut. I'm gonna drop him off to get his haircut, right, in his bath, and I'm gonna pick him up at about 2:00, and then I'm gonna start heading up to Bridgeport. Okay, perfect. God bless. If someone, hold on. If a driver's license, D-Lo Mathis, be honest with me. If a driver's license test was dropped right in front of your lap right now, would you be able to pass that motherfucker? I don't know. Yeah, Stacey, you're right. Gene Hackman, 95 years old, acting legend, passed away. Him, his wife, and the dog, uh, uh, and he lived in New Mexico. His wife was 63 years old. He's 95. I don't know how old the dog is, and apparently there was no foul play. And it is. They are saying that it's just a speculation, but the first reports are saying that it could be carbon monoxide, and that's deadly, right? And it sounds like it. I do agree. We don't know yet until the medical report comes out. I get it, but what I'm saying is that's some real. That's something that we need to talk about, because every once in a while you hear these carbon monoxide that, which is a silent killer. You can't smell it. It's nothing with carbon monoxide. And what causes that? Faulty heating pipes, your heating system, old fireplace. If you have that, like it's a lot of contributing factors that go into the buildup of carbon monoxide. And may he rest in peace, Gene Hackman. Remember him back in the 80s and the 90s? He playing all these fly ass movies. Two movies I give you, like I said, Hoosier. Put it on chat room if you ever seen the movie Hoosier, when he was a coach and he believed in his team in high school basketball in Indiana, and it came from this high school that was in a rural part of the country, and they had no chance to win. And these white guys went to the division. Well, I want to tell them. I want to tell them. Whatever. Put up your Gene Hackman movies. I got Hoosier, and there was another one. Remember, he played the U.S. senator, and they was doing the drag queen thing. Remember Dara Jackson. Come on, everybody. Dara Jackson's in the chat room. Come on, let's clap. She ain't been here in a minute. Let's clap, guys. Our beloved Dara Jackson has made a triumphant return to the motherfucking chat room. And let me tell you one more thing before we move on, because we got to talk about these measles as well. Everybody, let's clap for Dara. Let's name these Gene Hackman movies. He played Hoosier, and remember he played that movie with Robin Williams, and Robin Williams was in that gay relationship, and Gene Hackman was the senator, and they were trying to expose him, and he dressed up in drag. What's the name of that movie? The movie was so funny. And he wasn't a comedic actor, but that movie was hilarious. Let me look up Gene Hackman's movies. Why don't I just do that? But no, is anyone answering this question? Danielle Williams, I'm gonna ask you, okay? The one who came to this chat room back in the day and said, F these kids, and it's been monumental ever since. Danielle Williams is the author of that terminology in this chat room. She's the one who came out. Remember that day back in the day? She said, F these kids. And we knew that. But Danielle said it first on this show, and it rocked our worlds to this day. Put up your Gene Hackman movies before we talk about this measles, please. I want to know what movie it was he played with Robin Williams. I thought that movie was so good. Oh yeah, he played in Superman, all the Supermans. Behind Enemy Lines, which was a dope movie. What was that movie he played in? Hold on, guys. Oh yeah, The Firm. Remember The Firm? The Firm was a good one. But there was another one he played in with oh my God. He played in the movie with Robin Williams. What movie was that, guys? Oh, The Birdcage. The Birdcage. You ever seen that movie? That movie was fun. Question of the day, guys. Question of the day. Yeah, Dara. The Birdcage. Yo, y'all guys gotta watch Dara, right? Birdcage. You guys gotta watch Gene Hackman and Robin Williams in The Birdcage. That movie Dara, tell them that movie was hilarious from the beginning to the end. But Dara, the question of the day is this: if you was able to take your driver's license test right now, today, right now, while the show is going on, while the Shawn Harvey Morning show is going on, they put the driver's test, the written test, and even the road test in front of your face right now. Would you pass it today? And Jera, how many years have you been driving? We got some heavy numbers up here. Prince has been driving for 30 years with his license, and Shaheed Johnson for 30 years. Stacey, how long you've had that driver's license? Talk to me. Okay. Now, let's get into the real deal. Welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started, right? Yes, LaShawn Haynes Jones. I see you Saturday, but if you can't make Saturday, let's do Friday. The birdcage was hilarious. Look, Stacey, 30 plus years. But Stacey, can you pass that driver's test right now? Look at Dara Jackson. I've been driving since 18, so like 40 years. LaShawn Haynes Jones, how long you had that driver's license? We're putting up some numbers. I think combined with the group right now, all of us, we've been our driver's license collectively, we have about 7 billion years of experience of driving. Child in West Texas is first U.S. measles death in a decade. The first, the first death of measles is a growing outbreak in West Texas. It happened the other day. And the reason why it's happening is that a bunch of children and teenagers are unvaccinated for the measles vaccine when they were born, and their parents refused to give them the measles and the virus. And now, not only one kid has died, a few of them are critically sick. And guess what, guys? Here's the scary part. Here's the scary part. Wait, whoa, wait a minute. I've never had a driver's license. Let me put my readers on. Make sure I'm reading that right. Because LaShawn Haynes Jones, we love her. If you're new to the show, we know the history. LaShawn Haynes Jones and I have been friends since I was about 14 or 15 years old. Her and Shaheed Johnson are the two longest reigning people that I think I've known in my life, other than like my mom and my dad and my sister. I think after that, it's LaShawn Haynes Jones and Shaheed Johnson. I never had a driver's license. Let's give her a round of applause. Let's give LaShawn Haynes Jones a round of applause. She's never had a driver's license. And why are we giving her this particular round of applause? Because LaShawn Haynes Jones, since she's been on this show since we started, has been nothing but honest on this show. LaShawn, I might need you to call in. 570-982-6950. LaShawn Haynes Jones have been nothing but supportive and been transparent throughout the duration of this show. Shamika, 37 years, 27 years, 27 years. That's driver's license. But Shamika, could you pass that test right now? Tommy Guns. Tommy, how long have you had your driver's license? And if you needed to take that driver's license test right now, would you pass it? But nobody's answering that part of this question. No one is answering that part. Would you pass the test right now? And don't lie on yourself. Don't lie on yourself. What did the Godfather say? You really are Miss MTA. Let's clap for her. Matter of fact, LaShawn Haynes Jones is the Godfather solo is absolutely right. LaShawn Haynes Jones is Miss MTA of the chat room. Just call in because I want to know. Let me call. I want to know why. Because there's a lot. My mother never had a driver's license. My mother never had a driver's license. God bless. Hold on, what time are you talking about? I have a CDL for 26 years, and yes, I will. Ooh, see, look at Tommy. Tommy up there flexing, guys. Tommy flexing right now. He got the CDL. He getting paid. Your clap for Tommy. He out there flexing. He got the CDL. Not only do we have one for 26 years. All right, Tommy. We're going to give you a round of applause, too. You are the professional driver in the group. Let's get a touch. Let's see if sis. I know sis is working right now. I don't know what's going on. Everybody, my beloved sisters on the line, LaShawn Haynes Jones. Let's clap for LaShawn Haynes Jones. LaShawn, we love you. You know that.
Yes, I love you too.
And LaShawn, we known each other for years. And LaShawn is out here getting money. And LaShawn out here got that husband spending money on her. And LaShawn Haynes Jones has traveled the world. And we know that because we've seen this documented all the time. Her next trip, she's going to Greenland. Precious, say what's up to LaShawn. You know we love her. Stacy, say hello to LaShawn. God bless. Sis, talk to me. No driver's license ever in life?
Never, Shawn. Never. I get behind the wheel. Everybody in trouble. Everybody in trouble.
She said if she gets behind the wheel, everybody's in trouble. Put a #1 chat room if you can hear LaShawn. What happened? What did something traumatize you back in the day? What happened?
Yeah, they drive crazy in New York. I'm not trying it. And besides, grew up in the Bronx. Okay, so I use public transportation all my life. Even though my husband drives, you know, that's why I don't get to go to a lot of places, you guys, a lot of your venues when it's in PA or something like that. I don't get to go because I gotta have somebody drive me up there, or take the bus, stay in a hotel, or something like that. So, yeah.
LaShawn, let's dive a little deep in this. DJ A, what's up, man? How long you have that driver's license, and can you pass that test right now? Daniel Williams, I need to go back. Can you pass that test right now? LaShawn, was this something though that you almost get hit by a car? Did you see somebody get hit by a car? I know you just said that people drive crazy in New York City, which is true. But is there one particular incident where you was like, oh hell no, or was it just a driving crazy thing?
Well, I tried before. My phone, I was in the last city, and I tried. And my husband's trying to teach me. I'm just a punk on that part. That's it. It's nothing traumatizing. I'm just see how it is out here, and very hard in New York City. Everybody in a rush. I'm just crashed. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be a casualty.
Okay, wait. So sis, when you got in the car in the driver's seat and you strapped that seatbelt on, you was done right there, right?
I was done. Listen, I drove from one side of the street to the other, and that's it. I did hold the car in the city one time. I don't know, get a ticket, but I'm just scared. I'm just not doing it.
Let's clap for our sis, man, for her total transparency. This is a grown-ass woman, and she's never had a driver's license. She's moved around in New York. She has a great job. She's good. So my homegirl, Stephanie K, in the chat room, God bless you. We worked together last night at 275 Park. You closed that show out. Lovely. But what we're talking about real quick before we get back into the measles, Stephanie, if you had to take the driver's test right now today, the written test and the road test, would you be able to pass it right now? LaShawn Haynes Jones doesn't have that problem. But LaShawn, let me ask you this question, and if I'm being too nosy, tell me to mind my business. Is that husband of yours who I know, and God bless him, man, God bless him. Does he make really weird faces when you got to drive, like when he got to drive you around? Like, how does that work? Like when you got to go somewhere and you're looking at your husband, like how does that work? Do you say, "Yo, get up and let's go," or does he like, "I'm not going nowhere"? How's that work?
Well, I don't really ask him to take me nowhere. I usually get where I want to go on my own, but I'm truthful about it. That's just it. I don't really bother him much when it comes to that, unless I really need to go, like I need to rush somewhere to go see my parents, something happened to them. Or we in the car. He don't look at me crazy, cockeyed. He'll do it because I don't normally ask him to take me anywhere.
And the times that we live in today, LaShawn, right? Like, especially if you live in New York, you can Uber around, public transportation. You really don't need a physical car to park in New York City. Would that be safe to say, right?
Yeah.
And one more thing before I let you go, I got even though you never had a driver's license, I got my car towed twice from the sheriffs back in the day because I wasn't paying them goddamn tickets. LaShawn, even though you don't drive, have you ever witnessed in New York City sheriffs or somebody picking up that car in front of the neighborhood and leaving and taking that car away?
I haven't witnessed all that, even them putting the boot on.
Sean, wait, before I let you go, tell me about that. I've never seen no one put the boot on. Like, how does that work in New York City?
They'll come up out of nowhere, and it's always in the summer, always in a nice weather day. Always. Somebody going just drive up on this. When the last time I seen one? It was really around my way a few years back.
Right.
I said, Lord have mercy. And this guy that always like this older guy that lives in the block, that's his only thing he has to do. I think he was in the service or something like that, and he would move his car from one side of the street to the other. He must have overslept one day.
Right.
And for whatever reason, I don't know why he had, put a boot on his car, because he don't go nowhere. He put a boot on. So I couldn't see, I said, oh my God. I was trying to catch this dude, get up and find it. I know he lived next door in the next building, but I didn't know what floor he lived on.
Right.
So I couldn't go in one day, yo, everybody put a boot on your car. I couldn't do it. So because I've lived on this block for 30 years, and it's like, I don't go to nobody's house. I don't, I go into work and back. That's it.
Right.
I don't hang out on the street. So that's it. It was just, I was like, oh my God, he gonna be mad. Oh my God. They didn't put boot on my husband's car, but they one day I was coming in my house, and I saw my husband coming out. I saw my husband parking the car. I was like, hey, grab your shoes and stuff. He just, for some reason, we happened to come home at the same time.
Right.
So went upstairs, and then he called me on the phone. I saw you. I was wondering why I was taking him home. And do you know that they stopped my husband for some tickets while he was in the car? He was parking his car, and the cop stopped him.
What?
And he had just they stopped him. And I'm like, what else? So I went downstairs, and that same guy was talking about that put a boot on his car. He looked at me funny.
Right.
So when I got down there, I didn't see my husband at all. I saw his car, but I didn't see my husband.
Right.
About 15 minutes later, the police officer called me for the police down the block from where I live at.
Right.
Said you need to come get your husband's wallet and belongings because.
Oh my God.
He had the ticket in his pocket to show them that he paid the ticket that they was questioning him about.
Right.
They didn't steal ticket. They stole the rest of them. They arrested him and took him to jail. No proof. He had the proof in his wallet.
Yo, that's hilarious.
They he needed, I guess they was just looking for tickets. It was the end of the month or something like that. You know how they do.
Right. Wow.
He ran his numbers and he had to poop in his pocket that he paid it.
That's hilarious.
Yo, I was mad about it. I went there and I went to the freezer. The officer, yeah, he there. You go back there and see him. You can talk to him. I went there. I got his wallet. I had a smirk on my face. He was tight. Right?
Right. So he got arrested in front of the house, and you have to go walk around the corner to the precinct and have a conversation with him while he's arrested.
Yeah. And take his wallet. He want them to have his belongings. He said, you know, the police called me. He said, come get his belongings. He wants you to come get them. And then I looked in the wallet. He had that. He said, I tried to show them. They just needed the ticket. You know how they do.
Yeah. Cool.
Bastards.
Well, let's clap for LaShawn. Sis, thank you so much. That you just made our whole day. That was a funny ass story. All right, we'll see you later on.
All right. See you Saturday, Dave.
Got you. I got you.
All right.
Pull up in front of your house and get arrested. That's funny. Texas child is the first reported U.S. Measles death case in America in the last decade. How many times have you guys got booted or told for having too many tickets in New York City? Happened to me twice. I think I shared this story. I had to, of course. I was in a relationship. You know me. I was in a relationship. But I took this other chick to the movies. And matter of fact, the movie theater was right down the street from where Prentice had his documentary debut. Quad Gods, remember? That was on 2nd Avenue, I think. Was that on 2nd Avenue? Prentice, what street was that? I think it was on 2nd Avenue where he had his premiere. But down the street on 8th Street or 7th Street, I parked the car because there was an old school movie theater over there. So I'm out there creeping back in the day like an asshole. Sam's at home. I'm dating this other chick, right? I had a brand new Honda. Guys, y'all remember that Honda? That 1980, 88 Honda? Remember that? Remember when Hondas were hot in the street? The Accord, you had the LX, the LXI, the special Honda. I had one of those, and it was in gold. Right, so it's the 2nd and 11th Street. I was at that movie theater on 2nd Street and 2nd Avenue and 8th Street. So I picked the broad up, and and we go into the movies. I'm already doing the wrong thing, obviously. And I took this chick to the movies, and we parked right in front of the movie theater, right across the street, movie theater. Got out the car. We went to go see the movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm in all my splendor. I'm full of shit. Fly as hell, you know what I'm saying? The chick was all, you know what I'm saying? She was looking at me like I was a superhero. You know what I'm saying? Wife home with the kids. Texas child is the first reported U.S. measles death in a decade as the outbreak hits more than 130 people. Put a number in chat room if y'all remember that fly-ass Accord back in the day before the Mexicans and the Latinos started stealing those cars. It was that 88, 86 through 88, that LXI. Y'all remember that Honda? Remember when Hondas were hot back in the day? I had one of those. It was a gold. It had a black leather seats in there with the sunroof. You couldn't tell me shit back in those days. So I took the broad to the movies. Back then it was easier to cheat back then. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't have no devices and all that. We didn't have that. You could tell all the lies you want. At one time I told my relationship, I was like, I couldn't make it home that night because an oak tree fell on the Cross Bronx Expressway. It took 3 hours for them. I never knew. But now time, everything's in real time, so you can't do that stuff. And we walk into the movie theater. I'm fly as hell. I got on the motherfucking sweatsuit. I got on the fly ass sweatsuit. You move different when you got a new sweatsuit on. And I think actually, if I could remember, you know what? I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. This is to my mother. It's all coming back to me. Our beloved Shahid Johnson in the chat room. His brother, his older brother, used to sell authentic merchandise outside. He was Shahid's brother was a fly ass dude that was a hustler back in the day. But he was, that's when FUBU had came out. Y'all remember FUBU back? I'm talking about when it came out. And because Shahid and I were friends, I will always support his brother. I'm not making this up. Shahid, am I making this up? Am I making this up? So his brother, Shahid, what's your brother's name? I forgot. I purchased a fly ass FUBU 2-piece sweatsuit from Shahid's brother. Oh my God. Oh. But I couldn't put the sweatsuit on in the crib because my wife was like, yo, where you going? Where you going? So I bought the outfit and I put it in the car. I put the outfit in the car and changed and met the broad and we went to the movies. Oh my God. Texas child is the first reported U.S. measles death in a decade as the outbreak hits more than 130 children in West Texas. Hustling since he was 12. Yo, tell your brother I love him, man. Yeah. And I put this fly ass outfit on because it's nothing like a fly ass outfit with the kicks. The sweatsuit with the kicks. I mean, this is a generational thing. Put on a fly ass sweatsuit right now, some kicks. You're gonna feel different. And I picked the broad up. We went to the movies down there where Princess had his premiere on 2nd Avenue and 11th Street. I was parked on 2nd Avenue and 8th Street. I parked the Honda across the street, that 88, that LXX joint with the gold, with the black leather, with the sunroof. And we went into the movies theater. And when I came back outside, that Honda was gone. That Honda was gone. How you gonna be a fly ass nigga outside with the FUBU suit on, with the kicks on, and the car's missing with the bra? And let me tell you something. I don't know about you guys, but when women in the 80s and the 90s, no disrespect to the women today that are young, that, 20s and 30s and all that, but I believe that the women from the 80s and 90s were a better looking women with presentation than the women are today. That's just me. Women in their 20s and 30s, back in the 80s and 90s, the presentation of the women looked much better than the women today. No disrespect. This is my perspective. So we come out the movie theater. I got on the fly green FUBU outfit with the kicks. Car's gone. So the chick looked at me, and she was one of those, typical light-skinned, pretty chicks. Let's just call her Sharon. I can't remember her name. Let's call, Sharon with the fat ass, with the light skin, pretty big. She gonna sit there and tell me. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Oh God! And it was a night, Princess. It was a nice summer day. It was a nice summer day. I was in the middle of the week. I was creeping, and she said, "What are we gonna do?" I said, "Whoa." We got the bastard of the chat room, Vanetta. Vanetta, I might call you because I want to know your take on if you could talk. I want to know your take on Texas child first. Texas child is the first reported U.S. measles death in a decade as the outbreak hits more than 130 people. And there's an adult out there that left the area, right? That left the area and came back and went back out. And now they have the measles, and the measles are highly infectious, worse than the flu and worse than COVID. Get those masses back out. You right, Danielle. You right. Capital letters, comma. That's right. That's right. Yeah, you're right. So she gonna sit there. Let's call her Sharon, light skin, fat ass back in the day. Let's call her that. So she gonna sit there and tell me, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I said to her just like this. I said, you got to get on that 6 train over there at Astor Place. Remember the 6 train? Astor Place, Union Square, 23rd Street, 33rd Street. I said, you got to go down the block and get on the train because I got to figure this thing out with this car. And back in those days, remember, it was the phone booth. I had to call. I called the police. The police told me to call the sheriffs. Remember, I don't know. Put a number 1 if you ever got your car towed by the sheriffs. Happened to me twice. I called the sheriffs. The sheriffs said, yeah, we got your car. And it's en route to the town. So they gave me the vital information. Now, remember, I'm on 8th Street and 2nd Avenue in the St. Mark's area of Lower Manhattan. In the Village, I think they call it. Hold on. This is Yo, Chang. Yo, hold on. I'm on my podcast, so there's a lot of people listening. Talk to me. No. I got you. I got you on the list for tonight with the 7 people for the Harlem Globetrotters over at the PPL Center. I'm not gonna make it, but you got your man, and he bringing his kids? Yes. Is it 7 of y'all? 6 of us. Okay, so it's 6 of you, and then Tanya, the chick that always buy tickets for the show with us, she's bringing 3, so it's gonna be 10 of y'all. I gave them your government name. And only thing you gotta do when you get to the PPL Center, go to the front, the main entrance, and your name will be on the list. And they got the seats for you. Now I'm gonna hit you up later. I might have a few more ticket giveaways for the kids in the community for tonight. Okay, appreciate it. Thank you. All right, go get your money. The Harlem Globetrotters is in town tonight. As a matter of fact, guys, if you know any kids or parents that want to go to the Harlem Globetrotter game tonight at the PPL Center in Allentown, Pennsylvania, hit me up now. If you're out here locally and y'all don't want, if there's nothing nothing to do, it's free. I got tickets because the general manager and the coach of the Harlem Globetrotters is my man. We cool. And I met him through Talent the Comedian. And every time he comes in town, he always gives me free tickets to the Harlem Globetrotters via the New York King Talent. And tonight I can't make it because we're working in Bridgeport, Connecticut tonight. That's why my daughter called and she said she gave me the passwords to her door in her apartment complex because Cooper got to get a haircut. And once I'm gonna drop off Cooper after the show, he's got to get a haircut. He's not gonna be done until 2 or 3 o'clock. And then I'm gonna head up to Bridgeport, Connecticut to the show. But I was gonna go to my daughter's house to see my grandson since I was in town. And she left me the code. Man, guys, I don't know if you're in the beginning of the show, she called and she said she texted me the code to get into her house, and God bless. But if you live in the Poconos in the Allentown area right now, hit me up in the inbox or call me 570-982-6950. And y'all want to see the Harlem Globetrotters tonight at the PPL Center in Allentown, hit me up. I got about 20 tickets. I already gave away 10. So y'all take the kids on out. It's free. And it's dope seats. It's right next to the floor. You get the courtside seats for the Harlem Globetrotters. If you think that you had a problem with the coronavirus, you really gonna have a problem now. Of course, I'm all over the place. I got ADHD. And if I'm all over the place, Stacey, you're really all over the place because you're listening to this madness. So I tell her to get on the train and go wherever. I can't deal with this. And the sheriffs, they had the car, and the car was located in Brooklyn, but all the way by the water, all the way in a secluded area in Brooklyn. Are you scared of the measles? Because I am. This is different. This is different than COVID. It's highly contagious. And there's already one person that left this state, that left the one of the adults left the state of Texas and now spreading it throughout Texas and through other states. Y'all better put your masks back on again. And for this whole situation of parents not believing in vaccines, and not giving their children the proper shots that they need that are proven effective. Because remember, they eliminated measles 30 years ago via vaccines and polio and all of that. But now in the times that we live in, you can't tell a neighbor nothing. You can't tell, everything is questioned, everything is scrutinized, and everything is in doubt, and everybody has their own alternate reality. So now they don't want to give their beloved child the measles shots because they heard another idiot on TikTok saying that it's never going to work. And now look, the baby's gone. All the kids are sick, and the teenagers from 17 and under are all sick and infectious with the measles in West Texas, and one knucklehead left the state. I'm too old for this shit. Put it on chat room if you had the measles shots. I'm for sure you did, right? Because you would have the measles. How does that work? Oh, let me call the ambassador real quick. Because there's a lot going on here. Am I scared of the measles? Yes, I am. Do you guys really want a measles outbreak in New York City? Do you really want that? Because of one parent that's listening to someone that's not qualified, like RFK Jr., talking about experimental vaccines and vaccines that don't work, and now we got a measles outbreak. Everybody, the ambassador of the chat room is on the line. Vanetta, say good morning, folks. Vanetta, have you ever got your car towed on a date and you was with somebody else on the date and you got your car towed?
Yeah, no.
Okay, cool. Vanetta, everybody, let's give Vanetta a round of applause before we get out of here. Vanetta, are you concerned about these outbreaks of measles in West Texas? Because remember, when COVID happened, remember it started in China, it came over to the west coast of the country and just spread it east because people were flying on airplanes. Yes. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Do you have any concerns about this recent measles outbreak?
Very much so. Very much so. First of all, I mean, you don't really even hear of measles nowadays, right? Because most of us and our kids, we've been vaccinated. But it is scary because I know someone in the chat room was saying that they had the measles, but like how long does the vaccination work? That's what I'm wondering. So you have people who got the vaccinations. We're now older. Is that still valid? Do I need to go get reboosted? Like, this is scary, And then I feel like a lot of these illnesses and diseases, they're like on steroids now to where they're not mild cases. They're out here killing people. So it's very alarming. Right. We may be in another shutdown for measles. I'm just saying.
You know what? You are absolutely right, because this is. I am very concerned about this because we know the history on how fast an infectious person can spread this virus to other people.
Right.
And they said it's highly contagious, worse than the flu and worse than COVID. And y'all sitting out here dancing on TikTok.
Do it spreading measles, but okay.
And you're sitting out here, I'll use SennyJ's word, you're listening to the propaganda. A lot of and you know what? Cindy's not here to defend herself, and I'm not going to bring it up, but Cindy is also an opponent of not getting these kids vaccinated. Now, I'm going to leave that alone. Cindy's going to come tomorrow, and I'll have her defend her views on that. But for me, all these kids I've had, and I've had a ton of them.
Yeah, we have.
I've had a ton of kids, and these women that I've had kids with has taken advantage of tax credits and everything, and they got money on these kids while I was paying child support. But one thing that I will say is this. What I will say is this. Those kids were vaccinated.
Right.
Those kids was vaccinated, even though these baby mothers was out here shaking me down for the kids.
Right, yeah. No, I actually text my kids because, I have 5.5 grandkids.
Right.
And I did text my kids just to make sure that their kids are up to date on their vaccinations.
See?
Because you just don't know, how deadly this is. You just, I just rather err on the side of caution. That's just how I am.
Yeah, and you know what? I totally agree with you 100%. I'm the same way. I think we need to be proactive, and we need to have these conversations with our loved ones, and we need to know the status, because remember, it hits the children first. Now, once it gets to the adults, it's going to be a problem out here.
Yeah, and kids and people, I would say over 50. We in danger. I'm just.
That's right, and I'll be 60, so it's gonna wipe me out first. I'm gonna run around with a goddamn knot on my head. I'm gonna have a measles. I'm gonna have one of these on my head.
I can't.
And think about the measles. When you get the measles, you get these red bumps on your face and white pussy stuff in your mouth. I don't want white pussy stuff. I don't want white pussy stuff in my mouth.
Right.
I don't want measles tongue. What's that?
Yeah, no.
I don't want measles in my ass. I'm not gonna make it. I'm the oldest one in this room, I think.
I don't know why you're like this, right?
But my whole situation is this. You see what happens? See, this was misinformation and disinformation goes wrong. You listen to the wrong information and you think that you know everything, when it was proven that certain vaccines damn near eliminated some of these viruses. It's proven. And you still was rebellious to it, and you defied what was logic, which was proven, and now your child is gone and everybody else is sick.
Right. And you know what the other concern is with all these changes.
Hold on a second. I don't want measles in my ass.
Oh gosh.
I don't want measles in my ass. Pause. Continue on.
Right. No, I was going to say the other concern is that just with everything that's happening with the government and, these federal agencies, which the CDC is one of them, and all of these layoffs and things that are happening, the other concern is just if it does, hopefully it doesn't, but if it turns into an outbreak, how soon are we going to be able to get things under control? You have a lot of disheartened people in some of these positions that may have to make decisions on what's going on with the measles. So how quick are we going to be able to get this under control? So that's another concern.
See, she's absolutely right. Now time is up. Are we listening to the ambassador chat room? She's absolutely right. There's a lot of disgruntled workers out there that work for the CDC that's fired and rehired. And they might be like, you know what? I'm going to take this vaccine home to my family. Remember that movie Outbreak back in the day?
Yes.
And what's his name? Lawrence Fishburne. He took the virus and gave it to his daughter so she can live. They going to start doing that.
Well, not even rehiring, because there's a hiring freeze in the government for the next 4 years. So we're not even hiring people. So yeah.
So check this out. There's a measles outbreak going on. Hopefully they can contain this. And the government is getting purged over the people who can directly affect us with our health each and every day. And they over there playing. And blacks and Latinos who voted for Donald Trump, you are a complete idiot because he had a cabinet meeting yesterday and none of his cabinet reflected your punk ass. There's not a Latino in sight. Marco Rubio is not Latino. There's not a black person in sight, and y'all sat there and voted for him. All right. Let's give a round of applause to hey, listen. I don't want no measles in my ass. And I'm for sure none of y'all don't want no measles as well.
Wow.
Pause. All right, God bless you.
All right, have a great day, everyone.
Put a number 1 in the chat room if you enjoyed the show today. Put a number 2 if you didn't. Saturday, March 8th is completely sold out. We have tickets available for Friday, March the 7th. The doors open up at 7, showtime 8. And guys, if you're not doing nothing in the morning next Tuesday, we'll be appearing on Jonesy in the Morning, 94.7 FM, New York City, to talk about the Shawn Harvey birthday bash. So y'all come on out. Y'all listen to Jonesy. That's my homegirl. So I look forward to seeing her on Tuesday. We truly appreciate you because what we do here organically on the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team is we just conversate, we just talk. And I appreciate you guys. Yeah, Danielle, yeah. Measles in my ass. I don't want that. I don't want an ass full of measles. And I'm for sure, Danielle, you don't as well. Because at this age, these things, the measles will creep up on the side of your big toe and your long toe. Oh, man. I don't want measles on my big toe and in my ass. So Vanetta's absolutely right. This is a conversation with our families and our loved ones to see the status of these babies that are in our lives. She's absolutely right. God bless you. We might have to bring those masks back out. I don't know. Do you guys still have a mask? Because there's not a mask in sight over here. I don't have a mask. I don't even know. Do you have one? Do we have to go back to the mask? Do we have to shut down the government, the workforce? Are we going back home? I don't mean to go there with it, but this was the same thing with coronavirus. They had a small outbreak, and then somebody got on a plane, and then everybody got screwed. Put a number 1 in the chat room if you enjoyed the show today. Put a number 2. And matter of fact, before I leave, let's do some old school. I want to see the hearts in the chat room. Remember we used to do that? Where the hearts at? In the chat room. Hey, where the hearts at? In the chat room. Hey, turn down for what? Remember that? Where the hearts at? In the chat room. Hey, where the hearts at? In the chat room. Hey, Turned down for what? I gotta take Cooper. I gotta take guys. Love you guys to death. Y'all be safe out there. We see you guys tomorrow. Feel Good Friday. I love you guys to death. Be safe. Be careful. I see you tomorrow. I'm out. I gotta take Cooper. Let's go.